Illegal immigration. It's how I got to The Daily Show, and it's the problem President Trump can't seem to solve. For the last 3 years, he's been trying everything to curb illegal immigration. I mean, threatening a wall, putting kids in cages, and probably the most inhumane, lining the border with movie spoilers. You know, discouraged so many people. Papa, will we try to get to America today? Not yet, Pedrito. I haven't seen the new Avengers. So, because illegal immigration is still going up, Trump's latest idea is to impose tariffs, increasing tariffs on Mexico until they stop allowing migrants into America. But Republicans in the Senate are saying that Trump is muy loco.
President Trump is facing some serious opposition from his own party over his plans to impose new tariffs on Mexico.
Well, there is not much support in my conference for tariffs, that's for sure. Look, I think it's safe to say you've talked to all of our members. We're not fans of tariffs. We're still hoping that this can be avoided.
Ted Cruz, he says the president is playing a game of chicken with Mexico, and he says there's no reason for his constituents back in Texas to pay the price for a massive new tax.
That's right, even Republicans don't think Trump should be playing chicken with Mexico. Although I'm pretty sure that he would win. I mean, have you seen what that guy can do to chicken? Have you seen? But yes, President Trump has threatened a trade war with Mexico, which would increase the price of everything, electronics, beer, and food in America. And now, tensions are running so high that Trump has sent Mike Pence to negotiate with Mexico. Yeah, which I'll be honest, I think is genius, because Mike Pence isn't worried about America losing Mexican food. He's never had it. I mean, yeah, this guy's so bland when he eats a meal, he's like, "Mother, this is so spicy. Did you add mayonnaise?" All right, moving on to some other news coming out of Boston. Pride Month is a joyful time for the LGBTQ people, and really anyone who's not an asshole. But if you are an asshole, well, there's good news for you too.
USA Today says a small group of men sparked outrage in Boston by announcing plans to hold a straight pride parade in August. The group, called Super Happy Fun America, says it advocates on behalf of the straight community. It released a proposed parade route that mirrors the path of this weekend's LGBTQ Pride Parade.
Hell yeah! Finally! Someone standing up for straight people! Woo! Yeah, I fully support this movement. If straight men want to grill steaks while wearing cargo shorts talking about how much they love watching Scarface, no one should try to stop them. And yeah, no one's trying to stop them, but that's not the point. The point is, straight people deserve a parade because they've been oppressed for too long. You guys realize that straight marriage has only been legal for like 4,000 years? Huh? You realize straight people are the only group that don't get their own slur? Huh? Why do you think that is? Huh? Straight pride parade. Get the out of here, man. It's so trolly, right? Especially a straight pride parade in Boston. The city has had 6 Super Bowl parades. What do you think that is? And finally, moving on to news that's blowing up online. The next time you wish that you could call a helicopter to take you to the hospital, you may want to think again.
A mountain rescue in Arizona nearly spun out of control. Chopper crews were hoisting a 74-year-old woman to safety when that red basket you see carrying her began spinning. That lasted for about 40 seconds. Rescuers say she is okay, other than suffering some dizziness and nausea, but they say this problem is pretty rare.
Holy shit. I'm genuinely so happy that that lady is okay, because I watched that video, and still when I watch it now, it looks horrifying. The worst part is when she landed, they made her pin the tail on the donkey. Like, seriously though, if that were me, I would be throwing up for the rest of my life. Yeah. The ride home from the hospital, we'd be like, blah. The next week at the supermarket, blah. 20 years later, I'd be walking my daughter down the aisle. She'd be like, "Daddy, this is the best day of my..." Blah. And what sucks even more is that knowing America's healthcare system, I wouldn't be shocked if next month she gets a hospital bill and it's $1,000 for the helicopter ride and like $200,000 for the spins. Yeah. She'd be like, why am I paying for this? They'd be like, well, actually, it's $1 for each spin, but you had a lot of them. You saw how many you got. So yeah, that was obviously quite an ordeal. The good news is, though, she got to the hospital and she got the treatment that she needed, which was being spun around 1,000 times in the opposite direction.